system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history. In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, we finally hit a breakthrough with the crypto market. As what we have just seen is that mass liquidation that happened in Bitcoin just a couple days ago was short-lived. The return of positive price action has hit the market. Bitcoin's at $27,800. And the big reason for this is because from Grayscale, reported by Eleanor Tourette, today the DC Circuit ruled in favor of Grayscale in our lawsuit challenging the SEC's decision denying GBTC's conversion to an ETF. This is absolutely massive because the SEC is getting annihilated left and right. This is a monumental step forward for American investors, the Bitcoin ecosystem, and all those who have been advocating for Bitcoin exposure through the added protections of the ETF wrapper. The Grayscale team and our legal advisors are actively reviewing the details. And the big detail you all need to be made aware of is that this first Bitcoin ETF could be coming very, very soon, as the court has ruled in favor of Grayscale. The SEC is losing their grasp over the crypto market. Judge Torres was the initial catalyst. The big fuck the SEC moment is coming to the crypto market as a whole. And if you haven't gotten your fuck the SEC t-shirts yet, please do so, as that's going to be symbolic for our initial victory against the SEC that started the domino effect for our wins. Ladies and gentlemen, my merch is down in the description below. And now we are in a perfect position to finally see a rise in this crypto market. There was growing concern due to ETF delays that we might not see a rise and a short-term uptrend with alts and Bitcoin. But now with this ruling that is back on the table, a lot of things could happen all at once, my friends. We have this September-October timeframe where a big black swan event could cause a massive stock market crash. And it is something I have been anticipating for quite a long time. But at the same time, what I do want to stress to every single one of you is this. If we happen to see that short-term uptrend in some alts, I will be de-risking just a little bit. Not from my XRP unless XRP hits new all-time highs, but from some of my other bags that I've just been holding for quite a while so that I can reallocate after the crash comes. Ladies and gentlemen, stay the course, because we are in a perfect position as XRP investors to best benefit from whatever happens. As here we have from 801XRP, please give him a follow as he's been killing it with the clips recently. He stated that after the BRICS summit has occurred, we also have the B20 Jackson Hole Symposium all at the same week, all before the G20 summit in September. India holds the presidency, and this G20 summit is all about digital transformation, financial inclusion, bridging the digital and economic divide. And this G20 summit, we could get crypto regulations internationally that supersede anything going on domestically here in the States, and anything that gets the SEC the hell out of this asset class, I'm in favor for. Now, I want you all to listen to this clip, because all these summits happening in a coordinated manner is no accident. Please take a listen.
In the application of technology and trade, there are challenges in terms of nations being at various stages of digital maturity, with different levels of digital infrastructure and technology adoption. In addition, increasing number of cybercrimes, the lack of interoperability, and disparity in rules and regulations on digital trade and cross-border data flows can hinder the adoption of Trade 4.0. The task force calls upon the G20 to encourage and facilitate nations to invest in digital infrastructure in emerging economies and in poorly connected regions. The policy recommendations also advocate for facilitating interoperability in standards and protocols for digitizing and exchanging data, thus streamlining digital trade transactions. It urges nations to cooperate to address cybersecurity concerns on a large scale across value chains that transcend borders. Diversifying and advancing the services trade, specific policy actions in the area of services that are aimed to ease the advancement of the services trade relate to the classification of services and the disaggregation of embedded services in manufacturing. Facilitating the secure flow of data through addressing regulatory standards while ensuring privacy and cybersecurity safeguards can unlock new avenues of growth, and the paper stresses this aspect and the need to foster LDC participation in the services trade through investment, mentorship, and skill upgradation. And finally, the fourth recommendation, the inclusivity agenda is at its inflection point today. The economic slowdown, rising inflation, and risks emerging from geopolitical conflicts, if left unaddressed, can trigger millions being pushed into extreme poverty, and the paper calls for addressal of these. LDCs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, women and youth remain underrepresented in a global trade, and the policy paper highlights the criticality to bridge the economic divide faced by these segments through the creation of opportunities, institutions, platforms, skill building, and appropriate regulation. The task force calls for the development of requisite infrastructure and trade financing for the enhanced participation of marginalized trade participants in global trade. A concerted, collaborative, and cohesive effort through inclusive trade and investment policies would be in the true spirit of the concept of the world as one earth, one family, one future. The task force believes that we all together can shape a future where trade and investment flourish, creating a more prosperous, inclusive, and resilient world. Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys took a look at what was being discussed, the more and more digital infrastructure is a priority. The digitization of this financial system is a priority. We need to look back in the past to tell us where the future is going. Christine Lagarde was the former head of the IMF back when she was having meetings with Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse. Now she's the president of the European Central Bank, and she was meeting with Jerome Powell and the Bank of Japan governor at the Jackson Hole Symposium. All of these things are extremely important when you remember how big of a role Christine Lagarde played in the potential digitization and usage of XRP in the world stage. This is just speculation, but I believe she's going to be a big reason why XRP gets adopted globally. And her fingerprints are on the future digitization of this global economy. Here, this clip gives a lot away because Christine Lagarde talks about her determination for the rise of cryptos and CBDCs. We have to be a bit ahead, and I hope we can accelerate the work. Black Swan events And crises provide opportunities for things to arise, new technology to be implemented. And I want you all to listen to what she has to say, as I believe we're closer than we've ever been before for the rise of this new financial system.
You know my views on CBDCs, and you know that I have pushed that project. Fabio Panetta is working hard on that together with members in the entire Eurosystem, with a high-level task force that is working really hard on moving forward. But in a way, I'm really pleased that attention is now focused on the role that cryptos can play and the role that central bank digital currency can have when they are implemented. We have a schedule, as you know. The Governing Council decided back in October 21 to launch a 2-year investigation phase. And it is at the end of that investigation phase that the decision will definitely be made to launch the CBDC and to make it a reality. We can't go wrong with that project. I'm confident that we will move ahead, but that's going to be a decision of the Governing Council. I think it's an imperative to respond to what the Europeans expect, and I think we have to be a little bit ahead of the curve if we can on that front. So if we can accelerate the work, I hope we can accelerate the work. I will certainly support that. And I was delighted to see that in the United States, there was an executive order by President Biden to actually expect similar effort and focus and progress on CBDCs, cryptos. And I think that it will take all the goodwill of those who want to support sovereignty, who want to make sure that monetary policy can be transmitted properly using our currency will endeavor. On the issue of financial stability, I totally concur with my Vice President, De Guindos, but I will also point you to the last sentence in the first paragraph of our monetary policy statement. And I know that there's been an abuse of that, but we mean it. We will take whatever action is needed to fulfill the ECB's mandate to pursue price stability and to safeguard financial stability. So, have no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the investigation phase is over. September 14th and October 25th are the next European Central Bank meetings. Central bank digital currencies are getting launched left and right. Pilot programs, development, research, all these things are heading into a climax of a moment. We need to understand one thing. We have the digital asset and have researched heavily one of the biggest companies on the planet, helping bring on this new digital transition. And you think we're wrong about this? Absolutely not. You see, we've long been discussing the steps it's going to take to reach XRP's full-blown adoption. And on the global stage, those steps are reaching their final phase. As long as we've had to wait, we're finally at the end of the road. And I can't stress this enough. And guys, one more thing. This Bitcoin ETF is playing the role of the biggest catalyst we've ever had in this crypto market into what I believe will be the last crypto bull run we can actually make generational wealth from. And all of you need to understand one thing. If you don't have money in this market, or you don't have enough money in this market, you need to prepare diligently. Start researching the cryptos you want adamantly. And act with the tenacity to make sure you make generational wealth this bull run. Because while I am bullish on XRP, and I know CBDC adoption is going to help XRP adoption as well, this generational wealth needs to be made before CBDCs go online. Because CBDCs and the rollout of UBI, the rollout of the social credit financial surveillance system that they want, it's going to be the end of sovereign wealth. It's going to be very difficult in the years to come if you don't make your money now. And this is the shot heard across the world. You better be in now before it's too late. or financial slavery is what awaits you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
My family thinks less of me because I told them to buy XRP. And all my friends quit texting me, cause all I talk about's the SEC. When the price rose, it was just like ecstasy, but then it crashed so unexpectedly. Now no one's standing next to me, cause I'd still tell them to buy XRP. Put all my faith in Brett Garlinghouse, and now I do not have a house. Try figuring the riddles out. Now no one knows what I'm talking about, but I still buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP. I guess that's just how it goes. Agendas nobody knows, and it's like the things that happen are a part of a show. You either see it or don't, you either will or you won't. But when the price is really low, I fucking back up the boat, and I'ma buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP.